Actually, we'll keep it on. We're going to keep it on. Get a hat. Get a hat. It's a bit sunny out here. Okay, my car doesn't want to close. What do I do with my hat? Oops. I went hiking yesterday afternoon, so my normal shoes that I normally take walking are like wet. First world problems. I had another pair of. I keep like my whole wardrobe in the back of my car, right? I have thongs. I have hats. Smell a hat. I have rain jackets. Rain jacket's drying out because it got wet yesterday. Well, it was raining yesterday. I've got my swimmers. I've got towels. Okay. Oh, there's my hat. I like this hat mostly because it covers your head more, right? Right. We're good. Let's walk. Let's plug you in, actually. Let's plug you in. Of course, I spent half the time fighting my ear things, but that's okay. I don't have to plug these in and have to charge them. That's why I love these kind of things, eh? Hey, Matt, how you going? Welcome to the dog beach. This is Queen's Beach. How's your Thursday gone, Matt? Can you hear me okay? I've got my earphones in now. Wow, look at that sky. Isn't that beautiful? That is so beautiful. You good, Matt? That's good, mate. What's your weather like? I mean, you're spring, right? In the UK? I love looking at the little dog prints. Look at the dog prints. Is that not the most adorable thing? Dog prints on the beach. Hey, Debbie Sue! Debbie Sue! How are you, Debbie Sue? How's Virginia this afternoon? How's your weather? It's spring for you also. It's Maria. Hello, Maria. How are you going? Hey, Maria. Actually, Matt, I don't know if I told you about it either, Matt. Matt, do you know about, I know Debbie Sue, you know about it, don't you? I'm having a group live stream will be Saturday afternoon for you guys, or Sunday night for Marie and Matt, 9:30 at night for you guys, on Saturday afternoon, which will be Sunday morning for me. I'm having I'm calling it the Mad Hatters Tea Party. But basically the idea is you don't have to wear a hat if you don't want to. You don't have to be on the screen if you don't want to. But I have the capability of having 5 other people on the screen with me using StreamYard. So you get to meet some other people. I know Kirsty's keen on jumping on the screen and introducing herself to everyone. I mean, everyone knows Kirsty from her videos, but, you know, it's nice to meet people on live streams. I really love it. So it's up to you if you want to be on the live stream and come up on stage. I can't have everyone all at the same time, obviously. But we're playing a game. We're playing a game of Guess the Baby. No, I didn't have a baby, guys, and didn't steal a baby. You need to send me a picture of you as a baby on email. My link is in my bio. And I'll put individually people's picture on the screen, and everyone's kind of got to guess who was that baby from the community. So it's just a bit of fun. You don't have to do it. You don't have to watch it. You don't even have to participate. But I'm just inviting. I'm not like, tagging massively everyone, because, that's too hard. If you see the live stream, I've scheduled it. So if you look at my live stream feed, you can see it's scheduled there. So you can click on it and see what time it's scheduled. You can click the notification if you want to be notified. But if you want to wear a hat, wear a hat. It'll be fun. I think life's short, man. We just need to have a little bit of fun, right? And last year I was doing Wig Ventures, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I understand not everyone wants to go on a live stream. That's fine. You don't have to. You can participate in the chat. and still send me a picture, right? So I've even had people that's part of our community send me a picture, even though they're not going to be there that afternoon or that night on the live stream, but they'll watch it later on a replay. But they still want to be part of it, so they sent me a photo. So you can pick your own way you'd like to participate, or not at all. So we're in a different section of the beach. I just came from Pilates, so I'm kind of down this end of town, so to speak. So I thought I'd go for a quick little walk. You know me, I just love the beach. And look how beautiful the day is. Like, how can you not come down here and have a little looky? So this is called Redcliffe Peninsula. This is Moreton Bay. Wow, it says I've got 37 people watching. Jesus, that's a record. Welcome in. So this is part of Scarborough in Redcliffe. We're about to walk to another beach. The tide must be coming up. Last week we were able to walk along this beach here and then come up these stairs. And then you walk along up here and then there's another long beach. There's no waves here because there's an island in front of us called Moreton Island. But it's a beautiful bay in southeast Queensland. And this is autumn. Not bad, eh? Not bad for autumn. So my friend, my Pilates class used to be just across the road here. So I used to be able to park here and come down here and do a little meditation before I went to Pilates or after Pilates. But she's just moved. She didn't want to be beside this big house. So that house got built next to her house. It kind of overlooked her house. This is her house on the other side, the little one. She had a little pool in the backyard and it was very overshadowed by this big house being built next door. Hey, Gracie. And there's someone called Omar. Hello, Omar. Welcome in. So Debbie Sue says it's cloudy at the moment and going to rain in Virginia. How's your weather, Maria, in the UK at the moment? Maria said, great idea. Well, if you want to participate, Maria, you choose which way you want to participate. You don't tell me. But if you'd like to be part of it with a picture, you need to send it to me beforehand because I need to take the pictures off. I've been putting names on them so I know who they are. And Matt, it'd be fun if you want to participate too. Hey, Gracie. Hey, how was the opera, mate? How was the opera, Gracie? Gracie went to the opera. Or she saw a show last night. I haven't seen the tag yet. But I have go back and watch it yet. So I will go back to that later on. But tell us how the show went last night. Which country? This is Australia. Part of Australia. Oh, what's this here? We have something written in the tree, guys. The old wise owl sat in the oak. The more he saw, the less he spoke. The more he spoke, the less he heard. Why aren't we more like the wise old bird? Oh. Why aren't we more like the wise old bird? That's why I think a lot of you guys like my silent lives where I don't talk. There's a bit of rain here yesterday. Obviously, the barbecue is full of water, but the local council will come today and clean that off so you can have a barbecue. I'm glad I left my jumper on, guys. It's a little bit nipply. Looks like the tractors come down here cleaning off the beach today. They do that. I like how they do that on a Friday. The main beach where I go to is on the other side of that big building up there, that big high rise. But they raked the beach up to make it look all pretty and fluffy for the weekend. Oh, it's today, Gracie. Okay, right. Okay, well, it's exciting, Gracie. You've had sun and rain, Matt. Is Deb here? I miss Deb. Deb. Oh, yeah, Deb. Hey, Deb. How you going? Welcome in, Deb. How's your weather in Spring, Texas today? Have you had a warm day, a cold day? Ooh. Will we see anything interesting on the beach today? Yesterday we saw a few baby sharks. Oh, shit. Hat. Now, guys, we do not want to lose the hat. I don't know who was there that day that I lost the hat. And then I actually had to go looking for it. And then I actually had to go swimming to find it. It was bobbing up out in the water. But I walked out into the water with my clothes on to save my hat. That's how much I love the hat, right? It's a great hat. Maria's got here, rain is good, but always rain. So it's a real treat when the sun comes out. Yeah, well, this is true. I was going to say, when I think of England, I think of grey skies. But you know what? I spent 36 hours in Brighton Beach about a year and a half ago, and I had blue skies. It was just phenomenal. It was not what I expected. It made me really like your weather, like your country. I never liked your country because it's cold, right, guys? Sorry. It's cold. I could never see myself living in a place that's so cold and grey skies. I'm very, I would say, weather dependent. If it is rainy and cold and windy for like more than a couple of days, I start getting a little bit depressed, I've got to say. I think a lot of people are like that. They're weather, what do they call it? Weather depressant? I don't know. Yeah, but anyway, I'm weather dependent. So I live in the right place for me mentally, that I have enough sun and a little bit of cold just to add to the excitement. I think if you lived in a place like Cairns is at the top of Australia. The Great Barrier Reef it's really warm up there most year. They don't really have a cold weather. They don't have cold at all. Pretty much hot all year. That could be a bit much. I don't mind it here. Okay, Grace is seeing La Travita tonight, Verdi's opera. Pretty Woman, the movie. It has been featured. She wore the red dress. Oh, that is such a beautiful red dress. So, Gracie, for my formal, one of my best friends, grade 12 formal, or a lot of you guys in America would call it the prom. One of my best friends, Tony, she got her mum, who was a really good sewer, to make the Pretty Woman dress. It looked phenomenal. She looked so beautiful, this beautiful red dress, and she had the white gloves. She looked like Julia Roberts in Pretty Woman. Gotta say, that movie, Pretty Woman, is such a classic movie, right? I'm so excited for you, Gracie. I can't wait to hear all about it. Gracie, are you available at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning to be part of the Mad Hatters Club or Mad Hatters live stream? Be in the chat, jump on live if you want to, wear a hat if you want to, send me a baby picture if you want to. That way the community in the chat can guess whose baby is who or who is the baby. But you have to send me a picture, guys. Send me a picture of you as a baby. and nothing happens to those pictures, guys. I'm just going to show it online and that's it. Done. Then I will delete them. But my link to my email, my email is in my bio, guys. Or you can just watch. I have 3 photos so far. One photo is of someone in our community that won't be actually attending the live stream. They are away, but some of you will know her, him, her, that person. So they still wanted to be part of the Mad Hatters Club and watching a live stream and see if someone guesses who that person is. Your girlfriend's picking you up at 3 o'clock, Gracie. That's a service dog. I think it's getting trained. They use golden retrievers or Labradors. Oh my gosh, these are my friends up here. I can't remember their names, guys, and I'm doing a live stream. Let me just quickly say hello. Actually, I'm going to cut out when I do this, guys. I'm just going to let you look here. Hold on, guys. You guys look at the beach. I'm going to go say hello to my friends. Okay, I'll be back. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Hello. Hey, Doran. I just ran into a couple that I used to know when I used to work at a Thai restaurant down here. And they were a lovely couple. And yeah, had to run over and say hello. Didn't want to take you along with me, guys. So last week I was showing you these houses actually. Remember I was telling you the vitamin guy that built a complete empire with vitamins? So obviously he divorced his wife. They built a house next door. She had a beautiful swimming pool, and they've just recently sold that and they built a big high rise. But her pool is over there. They built the tennis court on they got the high rise now. But yeah, that's not owned by the ex-wife anymore. But he still lives there, the Vitamin King. At Port Elevate. So it used to be called Nature's Own Vitamins. But he completely built an empire of vitamins. Very good. Back in the day too, when health it wasn't that popular. Now everything with health in front of it is very, very popular. Oh, who told you my birthday? Bloody mum. Mum. I wasn't telling everybody. Every day is your birthday. And that you should do, don't wait till your birthday to do all those exciting things, right? Do them every day. Look at that. That pool looks so nice. That looks so nice. Imagine waking up and going for a swim and then looking out at the ocean. Man, that'd be nice. Well, technically, guys, this is Australia. You person in the chat. Technically, it is still my birthday. In Mexico and in America, it is still my birthday. And in my mind, I live in Mexico still. So even on my Facebook, I still say that I live in Mexico. I haven't changed it. Because in my head, I'm still living in Mexico, right? I'm still not ruled out that I would ever go back to live in Mexico. I love Mexico. And I've lived there 3 different times in my lives. And I don't rule out living there again. Mum will be like, no, you can't live in Mexico again. So my mum is in the chat, guys. Say hello to Dora's mum. Mum is Maria in the chat. So, Auntie Betty, she lives behind here. Actually, is Eversley Road. I'm just pointing out where one of Mum's good friends lives. That's Eversley Road, Mum. Oh, shit. Man, that's Eversley Road, Mum. So literally across from that is where Auntie Betty lives. Not my real auntie, but out of respect, you call, people older than you auntie. And Auntie Betty's from Philippines. And when we first moved to Redcliffe, well, actually, that's one of the reasons we moved to Redcliffe, apparently, because Mum and Dad had some nice friends here. They had Auntie Betty and Tony and their 2 kids, Kevin and Ian. We used to come down from the country and come to the beach and have little picnics on the beach. Sister and me and Ian and Kevin used to run along the beach, probably naked. It was so much fun. And then there was another family, the Martins. They were a Thai wife and a German husband, and their 2 children, Tommy and Anne. Anne was one of my best friends growing up, and Tommy was one of my best friends too. Unfortunately, he was one of the first people I experienced that decided they didn't want to be here anymore. And he was only 20. That was very, very sad. So everything old is new again. That's probably only the oldest one that's still sitting here, Mum. This is a new apartment. Well, that's not new anymore. It's been there for I reckon about 20 years. But it's quite new when it first built. I like this one here. This is a white one. I'm going to show you guys. I love looking at houses and just daydreaming, right? Nothing wrong with daydreaming. Oh, Yol Yol Yolzag is from Russia. Cool. Hello from Russia. This is Queensland, southeast Queensland. We're about 30 minutes from Brisbane. This whole area is called Redcliffe. This is the Redcliffe Peninsula. And there's an island out there called Moreton Island. This is Moreton Bay. This is my favourite house. I love that house. Love it. I just think, this could be a guest house. I think last week I was talking to Mike, and I said, Mike, if I own this house, you would definitely come visit. And that would be your guest house, Mike. That's where you would stay and, sit on the balcony, have a cup of tea, and I'd come down and have a cup of tea with you. Maybe have a beer in the afternoon. I know, I really like it. I just think it's really, really pretty. What time is it for you? It is 9:08 a.m. and it's 2 a.m. in the morning for you. Wow. Whereabouts in Russia are you from? I would love to go back to Russia. I had the most craziest adventure doing the Trans-Siberian Railway. But I didn't do the full Trans-Siberian. I went from Beijing on the train into Mongolia. Got off a few times, obviously. We didn't get the whole straight thing. Got off in Mongolia, had a bit of time in Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia. And then we went into Siberia. Oh, my goodness. Russia is a very interesting country, guys. Very interesting. And, the vodka in Russia is amazing. Just saying. Actually, the vodka in Mongolia is nice too, guys. Just saying. Interesting. But, yeah, I really liked Russia. I really liked Moscow. I love St. Basil's Cathedral. Such a beautiful church. It looks like a Lego church. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? St. Basil's is a colourful church. Amazing. So yesterday last week when I was here last Friday, I was showing you this kind of I don't know what you call it. Whoa. Rock formation. I think it's some kind of lava. There is some lava rocks even down the back here, down the top there, that red stuff is lava formation. The beach that I normally walk on back that way has a bit of lava on it. About an hour away from here is where millions of years ago we had volcanoes in the Glasshouse Mountains. So now that I've been outed by my mum that it was my birthday yesterday, let me tell you about my birthday. And look, my dad always was a believer that, birthday shouldn't be a big deal. Every day should be a birthday, right? Celebrate your birthday, sure. But, it shouldn't be the best day of your life, right? Every day should be the best day of your life. I don't know if you guys know, you watch me, every day is my best day of my life. I think it's like saving your cutlery for those, that perfect, day, then all the family come over, you pull out all the good crockery, right? No, enjoy it all the time, right? Enjoy your life every day. So that's why I don't really kind of talk about my birthday that lot. I'm a bit weird about it. After my birthday, I'm fine about it, right? I'll tell you all about it. On my birthday, I'm kind of like to just enjoy it myself. I actually, I sent a message to Susan on Thursday morning saying, hey, she said happy birthday and all that. I said, hey, can you just not say happy birthday in the chat to me? And I was a bit nervous that Mum would actually come into the chat. I thought, oh man, my mum's going to out me. Deb is saying hello to Dora's mum. Hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day, Mum. Mum will say she had a wonderful Mother's Day. She had lovely Thai food at a Thai restaurant. I was just talking about that Thai restaurant, Mum. I just ran into a couple that I used to, when I waitressed down here at a Thai restaurant. It was one of my favourite jobs I've ever had, waitressing in a Thai restaurant. And one of my favourite couples used to come in always on a Friday or Saturday night, have a bottle of wine and have dinner. And they were so lovely. And every time I see them, I always say hello. Anyway, I saw them, I was walking on the beach, so I ran over, put my phone down and said, you guys, look at the beach. I want to catch up with my friends. And we were talking about Thai food. Of course, they're foodies just like me. And they were just telling me about a new Thai restaurant that's opened up in Redcliffe. And they said, don't bother going. It's not very good. But I was saying, hey, if you ever go up to Mullaney, there's a Thai restaurant just before you get into Mullaney at Mary's Cairns Cross. And they said, oh, yeah, we know it. They've never stopped there. But they're walking towards me now. They must be like, why is she holding a phone up? It's really weird. That's them there. I won't show you them. See ya! That's what I love about where I live, is that, I can go for a walk and I can run into my friends. And that's truly why I love where I live. I mean, you can live anywhere, right? But if you get to know, you live and you work in that community and you get to know friends, or, you went to school in that community, you participate in the community, you can get the same feeling. It doesn't have to be by the beach, right? I mean, my friend Paul D Australia, I know he lives by the beach. This is not a great example, but an example, right, guys? He moved to Phillip Island only about a year ago, and he didn't know anyone, but he started going to the coffee shops. He met the staff at the coffee shops. He started meeting people at the coffee shops that would walk in and go for walks. Now he has a whole crew that he goes down. He goes for a walk, comes and has a coffee, has a chat with all the guys and the ladies. No, he's part of the community. I think that's really, really beautiful. It's powerful, right? In a world of, you know, internet and Wi-Fi and, we're so connected, right? But, we're so disconnected. And I always say that, being part of a community is such a powerful thing. And I think that's why a lot of us here on YouTube really love the community that we're in, because we've got such a nice group of people that, care for each other. We get to know each other. And I just think it's really beautiful. This apartment block there, I won't point out which house, but one of my friends owns an apartment there. They get to wake up and look at this beach every morning. Got a nice grass area too to have like little picnics. Hey, Miss Paula! Welcome in, Miss Paula. Sorry, Miss Paula. I've missed a few things. I've been gas bagging. This is why you love me, Dora. Why do you love me, Maria? This is why we love you. So, Mum, if you're still there, this whole block there, that big building there, the big apartments, that used to be where the Bush Children's was, Mum. So there was a family across the road from where I lived. The house that I live in now is my family home. But across the road, there was a family that were quite religious, and they were a part of, many different church groups, but they loved to give back. And I remember thinking, as a family, they do some amazing things, right? And, everyone does their own thing, right? Like, anyway, this family used to come down and volunteer at this place called the Bush Children's. So what the Bush Children's did was, it doesn't exist anymore, unfortunately, but they used to bring, I guess, kids from families that aren't very, well-to-do, and they bring them to the beach. So they got to stay here for free. They brought them down here. They fed them, looked after them, and did all these activities on the beach. I believe it was a little bit church related too. But, my friends used to go there and go hang out with the kids and play with the kids and stuff. It was really nice. Obviously, the Bush children sold the land and they built these apartments. Doran, I was watching a couple of your live streams the other day on the replay. God, Maui looks beautiful. You were talking about how Maui is like the best in between of all the islands. I've never been to Hawaii. A lot of my friends have been to Waikiki. That's on Honolulu. I don't. What island's that on Honolulu? What's the capital of Maui? What? Honolulu's got the island where what's it called? The Turnpike Pipeline. That's where Pipeline is, isn't it? So that'd be quite a popular island, I'm guessing. What's the other one that starts with K? Kalua? Kua? Maui is gold. That's right. You're Goldilocks, in my opinion. That's right. I really like the way you said that. You were talking about, Goldilocks is the great. It's a Goldilocks to you because it's like in between of the best of both worlds. Not too touristy, but a little bit of tourism to help the economy. Ohio. It's a too big city. Okay. So how far is the city from you, where you live? Doran? I would like to go to Hawaii one day. But my idea of Hawaii is I'm not that crash hot on like going to Waikiki and staying at a resort. That's not a holiday to me. I'd really like to hire a car and drive around, a few islands, not just go to one island. I would like to go to, a few different islands and see it. The blowholes would be interesting. Which island's got the blowholes, Doran? Love a blowhole. Kauai is amazing and smaller. Hey, Doran, how do you get in between the islands? I mean, obviously boats and flying, but like as a local, because you're a local. You're a local of Maui now. You'll get to another island. Would you fly? Would you boat over the thing? Probably all islands with blowholes. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. But your beach is lovely. How far away is that beach from your house or your apartment? I just realised that my Pilates teacher, it's her birthday tomorrow. So I'm going to I'm walking back to my car anyway now. So still I'll be on live for another 15 minutes or something. But I'm going to go past my Pilates teacher. So she's a little bit like me. She doesn't like the hoo-ha about her birthday. So she was doing a hoo-ha about my birthday. And I was saying, shut up. And then I completely forgot. It's her birthday tomorrow. I could have just said, hey, well, what about your birthday? It dropped out. I don't know if it comes back in. Sometimes it comes back in. Sometimes it doesn't. Who knows? Ferry or plane or your own boat. Okay. So how far is the islands from island to island? Like, can I just get a bit of is it like there's an island there? That just takes an hour and a half, like an hour if it's quite flat weather like this. But it can take 2 hours if it's really, really choppy, right? So, like, how far is it kind of from island to island? I'm here. Thank you, Debbie Sue. I'm here. I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, same. Okay, so it's not that far. Well, interesting. So they have ferries. So it would probably be heaps cheaper to catch a ferry over than fly over, I'm guessing. It's always the way, right? Morning. All these big pine trees. So yeah, yesterday, guys, I worked. So like I said, it's not a day that I would take a day off work. Sometimes, in previous years, I've taken days off, all gone on holidays, mind you. Last year was the big 5-0, so I took a holiday and we went to Samoa for a holiday. That was good, so I didn't have to have a hoo-ha of a birthday party. At 50, everyone's like, oh, you're going to have a birthday party? I'm like, oh, hell no. I am not having a birthday party. So I snuck away for a holiday myself. That was great. So anyway, yesterday I worked for them in the morning and I finished off early in the afternoon, and then I took myself for a hike. I really wanted to go hiking on a mountain. I do on my birthdays is take myself for a hike up a mountain solo. I don't know, just me, a bit of solace. It's a nice feeling, right? And I haven't been doing a lot of hiking lately, even though I've been doing a lot of walking. But, hiking up mountains and in bush, it's just a different feeling. And I really craved that yesterday. So even though it was a bit of rain and a bit of not rain, packed my backpack, chucked my raincoat in, and off I went. And it did rain. It was fine. And it was just a really nice time for myself. I bought a little piece of cake to have at the end of my walk. Had a bit of cake with a cup of tea. And I'm not going to tell you because I did actually make a video. Because I just wanted to highlight that, it's okay to have birthday. I mean, we have birthday every year, right? But celebrate every day. Every day we should be doing all the things that we do on our birthdays, right? Like, have the fucking cake. Cake's expensive though, gotta be honest. Very expensive. But have a piece of cake. If you want a piece of cake, treat yourself, have a piece of cake. Well, maybe not every day, but we don't need to wait every year for our birthday to have a piece of cake. Have the freaking cake. Catch up with friends. It's interesting. I catch up with friends when I want to. I don't catch up with them just because it's their birthday, right? But I find that that's what we use as an excuse. Like, oh, it's your birthday, let's catch up. I don't need an excuse to catch up with you. I want to see you all the time. If I can, at the time. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just my feeling. And on my channel, I just show share my experiences. What you think about is up to you. But, I just think that life is for living, man. We're dead a long time, right? And yes, I've lost quite a few friends in the last 10 years, sadly. And I know that it's not going to stop. So you should appreciate everyone, even family. Tell them you love them. Because you just don't know when, is the end, right? No one knows. But, I think that a lot of people focus on retirement. Like, I can't wait to retire. I can't wait to retire and, start living. I don't know how many stories I've heard, or so many stories I've heard of my friends' mums and dads that, they couldn't wait to retire and then they ended up getting some kind of sickness. One of my best mates, her mum, I've told you the story, guys, before. She worked at our local supermarket all through our childhood. Even when she was still there when I was, an adult, so to speak. I'd walk through and say hello, hello, Mrs. Mooley. I used to say. And it was so nice to see my friend's mum. She was such a lovely lady. And she just started to travel. Even though she was not retired yet, she's just started traveling and she's like, I cannot wait to retire so I can travel. And then she retired. And literally started having headaches and then had brain cancer. And that was the end of that. So, I don't know, I feel like don't wait till you retire. Don't wait till your birthday. Enjoy every fucking day because no one knows what's going to happen tomorrow. Sorry about being a bit morbid, guys, but that's just how I feel about birthdays. I just think, celebrate every bloody day. Live the life Live the life out of your life. Look at these dogs. This is our dog beach, Queen's Beach. Dogs love it. Like, dogs live their best life every day, right? They do. They're so happy. Given that they have to go to work, I know that. That does suck. Hey, it's Pam. Hey, Pam, how you going? Welcome in, Pam. Nice scenery. Your mum and dad are 76 and 74 and still working. But there's also the other side of that, right? That's why some people don't retire, because they live pretty, they manage, they have a bit of work life and a bit of fun life. And that's what I'm trying to do with my life is, I work, obviously I work for myself, but, I squeeze in as much fun as I can, humanly possible every day. And like, I know that a lot of people watch my life and they go, oh, fuck, she's a lot. I honestly don't care what you think, to be honest. I really don't care. I'm unapologetic to myself, and I know that sometimes that pisses people off. I don't care. But like, I completely, probably 15 years ago, hated my life. Not I hated my life. Like, I was going through the motions, right? Work, 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 work. I mean, I worked a day job. Then at night time, I had a part-time job. I was always saving up to go on holidays. I was waiting for that, one or two times a year that I could go on holidays. What a way to live, like all I could do was like just get to that holiday. But, in my work life, I just was going through the motions. And, I reckon it was going to kill me if I had stayed there. Thankfully, I got fired from that job. I didn't get fired, I got made redundant with a whole lot of other people. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing, because it made me recenter what I actually feel about life and money and, living. Living is not about working. I mean, yes, I know we've got to work, right? But around it, before you go to work, at lunchtime, in your job, have a bit of fun, have a bit of banter. I know everyone's job's different. Like, you might have a really serious job, so it's hard to have banter. But, I just think we spend so much time at work with our work colleagues. It's good to enjoy what you do at work. But I don't know. I just think I've been hearing a lot of stories about some of my friends lately that, I mean, I'm only 50, right? I'm way, I've still got like technically probably 17, 20 years maybe left of work. Who knows how long of work. But to be honest, I think I'll always have some form of work in my life. I've always had a little different, like, I'm a bit of an entrepreneur. I like to do little hustles there and here and there. Got a few hustles going on at the moment. I'm always hustling, right? YouTube's a hustle, right? I think I'll always be hustling. But I don't know, 20 or that time I got fired from the job, I lost it. Something snapped in me to realize that, I was doing it all the wrong way around. I wasn't really enjoying my life. I thought I was, I thought I was happy, but I wasn't. My granddaughter's granddad is 80 and he still works. He is so fit, and I think he's still in his 60s. Well, yep, yep. Good on him. My dad was 87 years old when he died, and he was still working. He was hustling. He was doing this and doing that. He was very physical. He was in the gardens. He ran a botanical gardens here in Redcliffe and was very active in digging holes and watering plants, and every day was at the job. But I guess the other side of it is that he actually really, really enjoyed that job. His actual main career was a teacher. He chose to, after he retired, to take on working in a garden because he loved working in a garden. So it's finding something that, you really, really enjoy doing. I guess that's what they say, that, if you can find a job that you really, really love, it's not like you're working. You're just, enjoying your life. Pam saying she wishes they would chill a bit. Is it my birthday? No, it was yesterday. And Pam, I'm not into birthdays so much. That's why I didn't. I made one of my friends, Susan, that knew it was my birthday. I said, "Shh, don't tell anyone." And of course, my mum comes on live and outs me. Thanks, mum. I think she's gone too. She just comes in, outs me for my birthday, and then leaves. Thanks, mum. That's why we call it the Dream Life Collective. Are these XP points helpful to you? What's XP? Oh, I think you're talking about chat points. It means the people that are mostly in my chats. I think they're always, chatting and talking. Curious, who's number one in the XP points? I've no idea. I never look. Probably Susan. Doran's got here. My next video is like what you're saying, the world, and to create your own life world. Yep. I think it's like create a life that you don't need to run away from. That's what I'm doing. I'm creating a life I don't need to run away from. Like you guys know, I'm trying to chase 80 countries, right? That's in my handle. Exploradora 80 means I want to get to 80 countries. But I'm even looking at that ethos and like, why am I chasing a number of, visiting 80 countries? Like if I looked at it deeply, that goal was given, like I made that goal when I was in my late middle 20s, when I was first went to Europe and I saw 18 countries in one go. And I had this idea like, oh, why don't we start going to all the different countries around the world? Well, some of them. And yeah, I don't know. And then I started traveling, when I was able to afford to travel a little bit more. I mean, I still want that goal, but it's not my be end and end all now. It really isn't. Through the pandemic, I couldn't travel for different reasons, and I was okay with that. I thought, you know what? If I'm only going to never have to leave Australia, I want to be happy where I live, right? I live in a fucking amazing country. I mean, it doesn't matter where you live, that's where you live. There's some amazing things in every country you go to, right? Um, and, I used to spend so much time trying to, go to another country when I probably didn't really appreciate what I actually have in my own backyard. Like, this is where I live, man. This is where I used to come for holidays, guys. My parents used to come and stay at this motel. We used to live in the country, and we would come here and have beach holidays here. This is where my mum and dad used to take us for holidays. Now I'm living where my mum and dad used to take us for holidays. There's something very ironic in that. And, Dora running away, trying to always go to different countries and go here, go there. When really, if I just looked in my backyard, I mean, if I go up there, guys, and I go discovering around the little red cliffs of Redcliffe, it's like I feel like I'm on my own little, Dora the Explorer adventure. It's one of my favourite little spots in there. I took you there last Friday morning on my live stream. So beautiful. Hey, Paul! We were just talking about people that, are healthy and they look 60 and maybe they're not 60 anymore, but they look amazing. And then you turn up. I'm not outing how old you are, Paul, but Paul's one of those people. He lives his life, he walks, has 2 or 3 walks a day. He's lucky he's moved to paradise. He lives on an island down the bottom of Australia. And he lives in such a beautiful place. So, Paul, we're kind of just talking about, living a life that you don't need to run away from. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Yeah, that's a good song, Pam. Pam's got this. That's an amazing realization. I stopped teaching in the classroom before I dropped dead from stress. Yeah, good on you. Actually, interesting. Talking about teachers, one of my girlfriends that I met on Instagram, she's an American lady living in New Jersey.
We've been friends for about 5 years on Instagram, and we've even sent each other presents and stuff. So we talk quite regularly, not regularly, but I mean like we communicate. We know what's going on in her life and blah blah blah. Anyway, but she used to say to me so much, I'm so stressed. I'm so stressed. She was a nursing teacher. So she taught people in university about nursing to become nurses. And she was, always marking, assignments and doing this and doing that. Even over summer break, she even had classes she had to do. She was like, I swear, I thought to myself, this lady's going to just drop dead. And she eventually just said, something's going to give here. I am so stressed. She was breaking out in like hives and all these different things. She couldn't control it. She was going to different doctors because her skin was so terrible. And it was because of the stress on her body. And then she just eventually went, you know what? I'm done. And she just said, I don't know how we're going to do it. My husband works, but I can't work anymore. And I don't think she's even 50. I think she's 49. She just said, I can't do this anymore. She goes, she part-time work. She works, I think, summer holidays or on a weekend or something like that. But she's pretty much gone to part-time work. And she said, she actually put a Facebook post up this morning saying, it's been exactly 1 year that I retired, so to speak, from teaching full-time. And she goes, I don't regret it. I might not have as much money and we have to kind of rejig how we live, but, you can balance it. And that doesn't work for everyone, right? But she goes, guess what? My skin is perfect now. I don't have any skin problems anymore. Interesting, eh? Dora, you can make a short with Every Day I'm Hustling song. I am number one today. Points we earn. Oh, in the chat. Ah, is it per chat, is it? Oh, interesting. My daughter was in New Zealand when the pandemic hit. She caught one of the very last planes out. That's your life, beautiful journey. I'm on my first walk, Paul says. Yes, the stress on my body was making me. Good on you, Pam. That's really, really good. Um, I mean, it's bad that you had to feel. You know what's even sadder is, right, that why is it that these jobs that we have, right, make us so sick? Like, why is there not a different balance? Like I was saying to someone the other day, like in Australia, if you have a full-time job, you automatically get 4 weeks a year holidays paid. That's it, 4 weeks a year. I know in America it's different. You have a different kind of system, but you get 2 weeks, I believe, and then you work your way up and you get more weeks. And I thought, how sad is that? Like for Americans to only get 2 weeks a year. I'm generalizing. I don't know if it's true or false, guys, but I have heard through different people that it is, like in the way that you guys work, it's very difficult to get holidays, and it's basically you work for the man, you work for the tax man, and they dictate exactly when you can have holidays and when you can't, and that's what it is. And then you work, 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 and that's it. Boom. And I don't know if I mean, obviously I live in Australia, so I know Australia obviously better. But in Australia, we're starting to move to that model that you guys have in America, which is not a nice model, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I don't want it. Don't want it. Um, where we're pushing, like, I used to, the job that I left when I thought I was amazing and I thought I was shit hot, and climbing the corporate ladder, earning all the dollars. Um, I was just a number, and they made us working for Australian Red, um, with disabilities and long-term unemployed, illnesses and back injuries and injuries from work, get back into the workforce because they were forced to get it back into the workforce. And even though we're not for profit, we weren't supposed to be profiting, but you had to bring back money to the board, right? And we were squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Oh, you don't need that many staff. Take one staff away. You can work with more clients, and more clients you work with, the less the less service you can give, but they still want more money. Like they get rid of one staff member, so you earn more money, and then you got to more you got to push more staff, more productivity out of your staff. It was just a dog eat dog world. And that kind of life is really, unfortunately, in the corporate world in Australia, that's where we're going more and more into that. It's not nice. Oh, I'll have to go check that video out, Pam. So Pam's talking about her first video was talking about the stress, about, leaving her job of teaching, transitioning out. Okay, I'll have to go check that out. What's interesting? Debbie Sue and I, we were on a live stream one day and we were talking about how we wanted to support Susan's channel. We always always talking about supporting everyone's channel, right? Not just Susan's, right? But we're just talking that day about Susan. And I said, hey, how about we get off this live stream and go check out Susan's first video? And so Debbie Sue and I went and watched Susan's first video. And in the comments, we were like, obviously, it wasn't a live stream or anything, but we were commenting back and forth to each other, like, hey, this is actually a really, really good video. Has anyone ever done that and gone and watched someone's first videos? I actually went back and watched Debbie Sue's first video too. And it was actually, I love Debbie Sue's first video. She had a really cool intro in it too. Actually, I think it was Susan's had a really good intro. Actually, after the video, I said to Susan, hey, I just watched your first video. Your intro was really cool. Has anyone done that? I'll go watch your Pam's. Yeah, I think, just go watch someone's first video. Like, go check out Doran's first video. Since he's in the chat, he's like #1 in the chat at the moment. Why don't everyone after this live stream go check out Doran's video and see what his first video was like? I know that you've been on live stream on YouTube for a while, so his first video was probably something completely irrelevant to what he does now on the source. But out of curiosity, go check it out. Like for me, for example, my first video is completely irrelevant. Not irrelevant, but it was like I posted and ghosted. It was actually, it was a volcano I went to in Vanuatu. I made it on the GoPro app. But my first actual video that I made about 2.5 years ago was Diego and I doing a car camping adventure. And it took me about 6 months to make this video, no joke. Because, when you first learn YouTube, you have no idea how to, create a video. I have no idea. I still don't know. I'm still learning, right? Still learning. Always learning, right? Always hustling, always learning. But my first video I was so proud of. And of course, I didn't have anyone follow me. So hardly anyone's watched it. But, if you've got to spare half an hour, it is half an hour. It's a long video. But skim through it. It's actually a pretty good video. I actually really like it. And hardly anyone's seen it. So I'm going to give myself a little plug. But yeah, go check out Doran's video first. Go check out Doran's first video and maybe skim through. There might be a few more videos from a different life he used to have before on YouTube. And then he started doing the source. Teaching here in Australia has become such a stressful job that people aren't actually going into teachers' college anymore. So it's becoming such a bad environment. The teachers are hating the work. They're getting told to do more with the kids. Push the kids. That it's becoming that the teachers are so stressed. They got the mental illness in teachers is so high. And obviously, the mental illness in the kids are so high because they're pushing the kids, and the kids have got their own issues going on with the world that's going on at the moment. I could go on about that, but I won't. But yeah, I mean, that's just one career. I mean, the police force is just an absolute mess here in Australia. I've got a couple of good friends that are police officers. One of them is actually literally off on stress leave, and they're done. They're said to me the other day, I'm not going back. I'm done. I'm not going back to that lifestyle ever again. One of my good friends, she's still a police officer, but she got out of police officer. She's doing a desk job, but dog shit. She goes, they treat us like shit. They make us, do the most crappiest things. I mean, they look after, they, technically, you know, police us, right? And the staff hate their jobs. Absolutely hate their jobs. It's so sad. So, like I said, in Australia, we say we're the lucky country. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like the lucky country is slipping in a big way. My husband has not had more than a week off in years. He's exhausted. Oh, that is so sad, Pam. What kind of work does he do, Pam? Deb's got here. Yep, the source is number one. Got to beat him, Deb. Got to beat him. Got to put more comments in the chats, Deb, and that's how you beat him. I'm joking. You don't need to do that. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to me personally. It just a bit of fun in the chat that, you know, I remember going to Doran's live streams and I think he used to have that. I don't know if you still have that, but you could see like, you know, where you are in the tier. So if you added more comments in the chat, then you would get higher up in the chat. That's all it means. It doesn't mean anything like, you know, we don't get any extra watch hours or, you know, monetary value or anything like that, Deb. I think you're talking about those hypes that you can do. If you're going to hype one of my long form videos, Deb, not one of my live streams. My live streams, you know, they're not really for, I mean, a few people watch my replays every now and then. So I'll just say, hi, Marie. Marie watches my replays. And my mum used to watch my replays, but now she's actually in the live stream watching them live. So that's great. That's cool. Oh, look at this dog. Is that a beautiful dog? That is a beautiful dog. Don't go up there. This is the local dog beach. They call it, it never used to be the dog's beach. It just used to be a normal beach. Like I said, this is where I used to go on holidays. But now it's called the local dog beach. Good. Well, here we go. Here comes these young dogs, you know, like play with each other. No, we can smell each other's bums. That's very typical, right? And then smell each other's wee-wees. Awesome. Awesome. Doran, you don't take time off. Well, I don't think you should be proud of that, mate. Honestly. I mean, you do you, right? I mean, end of the day, we're only responsible for our own self, right? But stress is a killer, man. I told you guys about my friend, one of my good mates, does the same kind of business work I do, but she decided to actually start her own company, which was for the worst thing she ever did for herself 5 years ago. And she has been stress. And she has just been diagnosed with a form of blood cancer that has gone all through her body. So as soon as she went to hospital, she went, I'm done with the business. Don't give a shit about it. She goes, I'm selling it. I don't even care if I get any money for it. I'm done. She goes, that business killed me. And she said that all along. Every time I speak to her on the phone, she goes, I've got to get out of this job, Muriara. I have to get out of this job. She goes, this business is killing me. All the staff, you know, when you own a business, you're like, oh, you know, got to do better, got to earn more money, got to hire more staff. It's just, I'm not being negative about owning business, guys, but just manage your stress. Like, you know, I think we're in this world of, you know, we're chasing the dollar. And I understand we need money, yes. But I'd question, do we really need that much money? Like my friend that I was just telling you about, who was a teacher, she was like, you know what, if I do not leave this job, I'm going to die. And she just said, fuck it, I'm going to leave. She goes, it's going to put my family under financial stress, I know, but we'll have to figure out a way to eat and, you know, to live cheaper. Living on one income. I haven't asked her the questions on how exactly they're making that work. But oh, that dog is beautiful. Look at that dog. Oh my God. That is a stunning dog. Oh, lovely. It's going to be fun watching. Ready, guys? Look at this dog. Oh, look at it. Oh my God. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, don't go that way. You're supposed to go on the beach. Oh, that is so cute. So cute. So cute. I don't know. Is there such thing as a paid vacation? Well, it depends. I mean, if you're full-time work, you can get paid vacations. I work for myself, so I don't get paid vacations. But you just have to manage that. Like, I understand that I don't get paid for holidays. If I take time off, I don't get paid. But I just have to, you know, manage my money. I try not to spend my money on silly things. That's how I manage to go on holidays. And you know, the other side of it is I don't catch up. I don't. You know, I don't buy expensive clothes. I buy clothes secondhand from the thrift shops. The only clothes that I really spend money on is shoes. I think shoes are really important. Because your feet obviously are important. I do a lot of walking. But yeah, I try not to spend too much money on, useless things. I can't get a job now at my age. I know it's very discriminatory right now. Like, even when you go over 50, as soon as you get over 50, that's when they start discriminating against age. And I just think, but I know myself, like, I am probably more fitter and more switched on than I have ever been. Like, I reckon better off hiring a 50-year-old Dora than a 30-year-old Dora. A 30-year-old Dora was stupid. I had stupid goals and stupid things I wanted to do, and I wouldn't have given a shit. I mean, I didn't give a shit about work. But I don't know. I reckon that's just me personally, but I think my brain has switched to a different switch. I'm not opposed to going back and working for someone, I'm going to be honest. Working for yourself can suck. It's very solitary. It's probably why I like live streaming. I'm a very much social person, and I work for myself, so I don't hire staff. I never wanted to, even though my friend that I was telling you about said, you should hire some staff, Moriara. Get some staff, and then they can do your job, and then you can just manage them. I'm like, fuck off. I am not doing that. I said, that stress will kill me. And she just kept on going. But as I said, I'm not opposed to going back and getting a real, a day job and working for the man. But, I know it'll be like screw. This is when you can go on holidays, Dora. And I'll go, you know what? Yep, sure. And then I'll just quit and go on holidays. We had fun doing that, Dora. I can't remember what I was talking about. What did we have fun doing? What did we have fun doing? I'm going to sit down here, guys, and drink my water. What a beautiful day. Oh, I love seeing the dog. Look at that dog. It's gorgeous. It's got a mini horse. Oh, yes. I know what you're talking about, Deb Sue. When we were watching Susan's videos, her first videos. Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun. Hey, Nicholas. Good morning, mate. How are you? My first video was way back. Okay, I'm really far behind the chat. Sorry, guys. Jazz. Hey, Jazz. How you going, buddy? We're talking about a topic that we talk about all the time about, work-life balance, living our best lives right now instead of like waiting till retirement. That's actually Jazz's catchphrase. Hello, Auntie Debbie Sue, Nicholas says. Welcome in, Jazz. Jazz, just had a beautiful walk along the beach. This is the dog beach. I don't normally come down here. I had a Pilates class this morning, so I thought I'd come down here for a little walk. Doran's got here, 2 years ago, late August, we started 30-day video challenge. Started after that on your 30 days, Dora. Yeah, I know it was. And I have to thank, it really was Doran. I mean, that's how I met Doran. That's how I met Jazz. It's how I met Tracy. It's how I met, who else really was with it? That's all I can remember that's still very active. The rest of the people aren't really that active anymore. Holly, that's how I met Holly. I met Holly, and then I got G'd up Holly, and then she did the 30-day challenge. She's still going. Teachers are definitely not paid enough in Australia, Nicholas. You're right. Debbie Sue is number one now. Oh, Debbie Sue, she's up there. He's a heavy equipment operator, my hubby. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's got to be an interesting job, Pam.
I am Mr. Consistency, Doran says. I'm sitting back mostly. How did I get number one? I know. How did you get number one? Debbie Sue, she's just like sneaks it in there. She just like sneaks a little message in there. Hey, welcome in High Plains Campus, Steve. Hey, Steve, how you going, buddy? Hiya. Flames. Deb's got here because have a say she's talking about you, Debbie Sue. Little dog. Oh, look at that little dog. There's nothing like a dog's love, hey. Who in the chat has a dog, guys? Who in the chat has a dog? Pam, do you have a dog? I don't think Debbie Sue has a dog. I don't think you have a dog. Doran, I don't think you've got a dog. Jazz definitely has a dog. Doesn't have a dog. I don't have a dog anymore. I got chickens. Steve, do you have a dog? Deb, I don't think's got a dog. Nicholas, you don't have a dog. Doran's got here, I just save and invest. Save and invest. Nicholas has got here, I cut back on spending money on crap. Exactly. The crap we buy, I tell you. Nicholas has got here, oh no, Doran's got here. But right now, I'm just working to pay to live here, breaking even, focus on launching my brand, business, coaching, community in this comfortable setup. Yeah, I see that you're doing the school route. So I know, I'm going to be honest, I haven't really checked it out much. Our friend Karen from YouTube Over 40 has a school community, and so I've joined hers, but I'm going to be honest, I don't look at it. I haven't looked at it. You seem to be crunching hard on it at the moment, Doran, so that's great. Go you. You are definitely Mr. Consistency. But don't burn yourself out, mate. Don't burn yourself out. The sources got here. We'll see where I am in 9+ months to drop down to what? To drop down to van life or level up to van life. Yeah, drop down to van life or level up in 9 months by my current business launching community. It is a beautiful view. I just like watching the dogs play, hey. Never even thought about doing that. Why would I even bother going for a walk this morning? I could just sit here and just watch the dogs play. Steve's got here, just dropping a real quick, super busy week for me at work. Hope you have a good one. Thanks, buddy. You enjoyed the rest of your week, eh? The weekend is nearly here. Steve, hopefully you're going car camping this weekend. Doran's got here, YouTube made me where you have to click to claim the XP points. Can just be in the bushes. I don't get that. My dog passed away. Yeah, so did mine, Nicholas. What kind of dog did you have, Nicholas? He was 21. Crap. Really? Wow, tell us the story about that, Nicholas. I've never heard a dog living that long. I heard of it, but I've never known a person that had a dog that lived that long. God, my best dog lived to 14. When I say best dog, the dog that's lived the longest has been 15. No, 14. Raji. No dog. I don't have any pets, Debbie Sue says. I have 2 cats, Deb says. Debbie Sue loves the birds outside her window. She does. She does love the birds outside her windows. So my next video that I'm about to, I will one day edit, never can guarantee when I'm actually going to get a video out, is talking a little bit about that kind of life, of like not waiting to your birthday to live your best life. So I filmed a lot of that yesterday on my birthday, but I saw some pretty cool animals yesterday, just saying. That's all I'm going to say. I will check it out, Doran. So Doran's talking about his his Skool community. If anyone's familiar with a Skool, it's spelled Skool, the Skool community. It's kind of like a website. It's free to go in there and create like a community where people. I guess it's like not a landing page, but like it's like the YouTube community posts, but it's a little bit more interactive. You can put videos up. I think I can go in there and put a video up on Doran's channel or even on Karen's channel and introduce myself. And that's really smart, Doran, because obviously they say don't put all your eggs in one basket, because right, if YouTube closes down, or I doubt that's going to happen, but like you could lose your YouTube channel, right? Then you've lost all that content, you've lost all that community. So what he's trying to do is build that community up. That's why I started an Instagram page, because I couldn't figure out YouTube. So, but I haven't really done anything with my Instagram page. I find it very fake and not that friendly to be. Oh, it's friendly, but it's just hard friggin' work. I mean, that's where I started my social content creating kind of world. But yeah, I definitely need to do something to take stuff off YouTube and build they say build an email list and all that kind of stuff. I've got some ideas coming up, but I don't think it's going to be for everyone. But yeah. Anyway, that's all I'm going to say. I always have these ideas, but I just got to implement them. Nicholas, Susan's got here. Sorry, Debbie Sue's got here. Nicholas, I'm going to have a new nighttime series coming up next month called Southern Whispers at Night. You might like that one. He will love that. He watches yours to fall asleep. So he will love a nighttime whispers. I think I'm up for the nighttime whispers too. When you mentioned that a couple of weeks ago in your videos, I thought, yeah, that's going to hit the spot. That's going to be your series. All your series are great, but I think a lot of people love, the idea of, listening to some, like a nice gentle sound of someone talking to you, telling you a story, and just wafting off to sleep. Like our friend Fabric Studio, Wayne from Fabric Studio in the UK, he doesn't do stories. He does like 6 hours like long music kind of thing. I think his music's actually pretty good. I've actually listened to quite a few of them when I've been like rain ones when you're sleeping. When I was living in the camper van, I was doing that, listening to the rain in his videos. It was quite nice, and fall asleep.
I have a Hawaiian bristlenose catfish, and this has 6 but lives away. What? You had a poodle. Oh, a black poodle, Nicholas? My cat was 20. Geez, your dogs live a long life, Nicholas. It's interesting that you had a dog. I mean, I know cats live longer, but I've never known a dog to live that long. I'm going to be honest, I've never known a dog to live that long. I've heard about it, just never knew about it. Debbie Sue's got here, my birthday is next month, so we'll start eating cake now. Good on you. Eat the cake. I actually had Diego surprise me with cake last night. We were going out for dinner last night, but I don't know, a couple of days ago, remember I was talking about my lamb chops that were defrosting in the sink? Well, we've got lamb chops, right? And we hadn't eaten them. And I'm like, you know what? I want lamb chops, man. I don't want to go out for dinner for my birthday. I want to stay home. We've just moved back to this house and I love the new renovations in the kitchen. I love being home, right? So, this is creating a life that, you don't have to run away from. And I'm not saying you should all do a huge renovation like like we've done, but you know what? That's proof. I actually wanted to stay home last night. I didn't want to go out for dinner. I wanted to have lamb chops. We had roast veggies. Oh man, I love roast potatoes. It's one of my favourite things. We had roast veggies and lamb chops, and it was such a beautiful. The gravy was lovely. Diego cooks such great food. I am so lucky. I'm so grateful to have such a beautiful boyfriend and partner. And then I'm sitting on the couch, wafting, like having a cup of tea, right? Having a cup of tea. and a wine. Of course, I had to put wine. It's my birthday, man. Anyway, and then I hear Diego say, "Who's that?" And I look out the window, and there's my friend Mel and Phil, who we've been living in their backyard, sitting out on the deck. And then Diego pulls out a birthday cake. So it was really nice having friends over. I mean, again, it's not the excuse to have a birthday to have friends over. We're actually having them over on Sunday night, actually. Not for my birthday, just because it's nice to have friends over. You don't need an excuse to have friends over. But I'm really glad that Diego did invite them over because the cake was huge. So, have to offload the cake to other people too. Okay, it has classrooms, calendars, etc. Cool. I will check it out, Doran. I've seen you talking about it a lot. I'll go check it out. So, guys, you should go check out Doran's school community. Direct messaging. Oh, that's cool. That's the downside to YouTube, that we can't direct message. But I'm going to be honest, it's probably not a bad thing, because could you imagine all the direct messages you could get? Oh, I mean, I get enough emails saying about, oh, your content is so good, but you could have better views, you could have better this, and blah blah blah, SEO, rah 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 rah. I want everyone to really network at a high level, collaborate, share your teachings. I have the stage for the presentation. Cool. Yeah, you were saying the other day, I heard you say, come to your school and do a presentation on something that you know. And I was actually thinking that. I was like, what could I do a presentation on? It'd have to be travel related, right? It'd be like about hiking or, solo traveling for the first time. I could do that, Doran. I'll go check it out. Well, that's what they say. Coaching is where the money's at. If you can do an online, like, video coaching thing, so you kind of develop it and then you do it once and then you send it out, right? That's what they say. So basically, when you're asleep, you're coaching. But I don't know. I've seen a lot of them come and go. I think they're good for like bursts of money, but then they don't. Sometimes you got to keep on creating to make them better and better, so that keep on people buy them more off them or keep in tune to them. But yeah, coaching one on one, I've heard that's supposed to be really good. I can see you doing that, Lauren. Right now, I'm positioning myself as an expert in the field, high ticket community. I'm really glad, Doran. You sound like you're really, really motivated. Our friend Custom Screen Printing has just gone live. It says there, Wayne. If you guys know him, you should go support him. Custom Screen Printing. He's a cool guy, Wayne. You guys know Wayne, don't you? Custom Screen Printing. Oh, I actually cried once listening to Debbie Sue. Honestly, some of Debbie Sue's stories are actually very, very touching. So I've actually had a couple of tears in my eyes. I wouldn't say I was crying, but definitely had tears in my eyes. Like, some of them are, some beautiful, warm stories. And I loved hearing you say the other day, Debbie Sue, that a lot of your stories are actually a little bit of your life. So now I kind of listen to them in a way that I'm thinking, can I imagine our friend little Debbie Sue as a 20-year-old, and these stories kind of happening to her, and meeting these people. Yeah, so now every time I listen to your stories, I'm always thinking, I'm picturing a younger version of Debbie Sue, or Debbie Sue right now in this story. So it kind of adds another element to it. It's always good to cry. A chocolate brown. Okay, I'm way behind in the chat. A chocolate brown poodle. Happy, happy birthday. Take care, Doran. Good to see you, mate. Everyone, definitely check out Doran's first video after we get out of this video, guys. I reckon that I'm just curious. of Doran's first video and what it's about. I think Doran's like, oh crap. Because Doran has talked about that his first videos were nothing to do with what he does now. Actually, maybe go check out Doran's 30-day challenge. I think he's got a playlist of it, actually. Yeah, he's got a 30-day challenge playlist. I'm sure he has. Check out his 30-day challenge playlist because that's when he first started his YouTube assault on the world. Oh, guys, look at this. We've got the, what do they call them? Hovercraft. It's like they're surfing on the water, right? Just create your own stream and let me know. I can put it on calendar or we can schedule it together. We can both be streaming through StreamYard for your presentation. Okay. I want everyone to be able to provide for themselves with increasing incomes. It could be a source talk, like a TED talk. Your presentation can point towards how or why you love your best life. You live your best life. Topic you live. Yes, 30-day challenge playlist. Yeah, okay, guys. Why don't we do that, guys? Why don't we go? I'm about to go, guys. How about instead of doing like a Dora raid, how about we go over and check Doran's 30-day challenge list? Because I did the 30-day challenge with him, so I can't wait to go back and check out what his first video in the 30-day challenge is. And I'll see you in the comments, guys. You guys can participate coming over if you want. Oh, guys, I completely forgot. Doran, are you there still? Are you available on Saturday afternoon to do Mad Hatters Club? Nicholas, I know you got a hat. Have you sent me you haven't sent me a baby picture yet. Send me a baby picture. Nicholas, Debbie Sue, are you going to participate? I don't know who else is there, guys. Oh, okay, Doran. What time? Okay. So Doran, I don't know exactly what time it is because it's 3:30 p.m. on Saturday afternoon, Texas time, Texas, Minnesota, and Chicago. So I know that'll be later for you, maybe 5:30. I'm not sure if you're available or you might already be doing a live stream. But you can probably go on live for about an hour and a half. So if you want to come in on a bit of it, don't have to participate the whole thing. God, don't do that. But basically, it's a Mad Hatters Tea Party. I call it the weirdest internet party. Basically, you can wear a weird hat if you want to. You don't have to. It doesn't matter. But basically, what we're doing is you're going to email me your baby picture, and everyone's got to guess who the baby is. So I've got I think I've got 3 pictures already, and some people aren't even going to be there that weekend. So someone sent me a picture, and they're part of our community. So I'm going to put their picture up regardless. So even if you're not going to be in the live stream, just send me a picture of yourself, and people got to guess who that person is. So it's just a bit of fun, just getting the community together. It was like last year I did Wig Ventures where we all would put wigs on. Sally D's Reality loved it. She loves wigs, right? And it was really good fun to get all the community together and just have a giggle, basically. But we were talking about adventures last time. This year we're just going to have a bit of a chat and just this one's going to be about baby pictures and just having a giggle, basically. So if you're available, I have scheduled it. It's on my live stream list. So just click on there and you'll see the notification of what time it is for you in your area. If you can make it, you can make it. If you don't, it's okay. If you want to be part of it, you can be on the screen, not on the screen, wear a hat, not a hat, send a baby picture, not a baby picture, not even be there. It doesn't matter. But if you want to send me a baby picture, do it soon because I don't want to have to do it like that morning because it starts at 6:30 in the morning for me and I won't be doing anything in the morning. I'll just go on the live stream. So send me an email. My link is in the bio if you want to send a picture of you as a baby or as a young child. Dora, not sure. I have a baby picture of a small child pitch. Long story, but my mum has them in her album and my brother took those albums when she passed away and he's never let me have them. Oh, Debbie Sue. Oh, that's sad. Well, Debbie Sue, how about one of the earliest pictures you have? It's probably going to be a clear giveaway who you are, but just send me the earliest picture that you have, regardless if it's in your 20s. Whatever you got, Debbie Sue, send it to me. Yeah, I figured as much. But Dora, yeah, send me a picture of your baby, any baby photo anyway. I'm sure everyone would love to see a picture of you and the baby. And not everyone will be watching this live stream now to know that you have sent me a picture. So it'll be good. Hello, picture. You're supposed to be in Hong Kong this morning, but some issues. Oh, damn. Oh, the food in Hong Kong, Nicholas. Oh my God. Yum. All right, guys. Well, can I suggest we all leave now and go check out Doran's The Source playlist of. Oh, actually, hey, Doran, you wouldn't be able to get the playlist and dump it in the chat, would you? Or Debbie Sue, could you do that for me? That way everyone can find it from that. It says I've got 7 people watching. Not sure who those 7 people are. But if someone could dump the playlist for Doran in the chat, that way everyone can just click on that, and then I'll finish the live stream. That way you guys can just be checking on that, and I'll see you over there. Obviously, I know Doran's live stream, his handle name, or if someone could put his handle in there, but not everyone. I know Deb won't be able to find Doran's channel and for the playlist, so it will just help Deb. Just makes it easier for the community to kind of click on it. If someone can help us out there. You forgot your bloody passport. Nicholas! Oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. Okay, guys. Debbie Sue, is that Nicholas's, is that Doran's channel or is his playlist to the 30-day challenge? Just so that it makes it easy for Deb. I'm not sure if Deb's going to come over or not, but otherwise, let's just keep it simple, stupid. Let's just click on it. Yes, it is. Okay, perfect. I can't find Dora. Okay, perfect. Okay, so guys, Debbie Sue is brilliant. That link there is actually the playlist for Doran, and that's the 30-day challenge. So guys, click on that. I'm going. I'll meet you over there, but I'll leave the live stream going for a couple of seconds, a minute, so that you can click on the link and watch the first video or couple videos. So yeah, this is how Doran and I met, and it'll be really cool to see how Doran first started with YouTube. Anyway, I'll see you in the chat and in the comments while I'm watching. Comments. So anyway, I'll leave the live stream going for a couple of minutes so you guys can click on the link that Debbie Sue has put there. Then just click the link and it'll go to Doran's channel. Thanks for joining today, guys. Appreciate you. Comments. I am starving. I need to go home and eat. All right, guys, I'm off. Can you guys click on the link? All right, see you guys. Bye.